Welcome back, everybody, to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. I am your host, Christian_CFS, and here's your co-host, Mr. K Camp. How you doing, Mr. K Camp?
What up, my good people? Shalom Alkim to my good people, and Shalom Alkim to my bad people. May you bring some peace into your life so you can learn to become good. Why? Because we need good people in this world. What's up, bro? Hope your
Nothing much.
holidays are over. How's your weekend? Hope it was extended. You had
Man, I'm
work on
getting.
Friday?
No, I didn't. Nope, we was good. We was good over here. Didn't have to worry about working or anything like that. Just relax and chill with the fam.
That's what's up. What's about?
Yeah, that ain't what's gonna happen in December though.
That's not what happened in December? Y'all going somewhere?
Oh no, I got to work.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But yeah, man, hey man, that's just how it is, man. We gonna
Life. Yeah.
that is life. What about yours, man? How was your
You're now listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Chris, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
thanks? Your give of thanks.
Mine was good. It was chill. It was calm. We got to see. I went to see Gladiator 2. Me and my wife had a little date
Okay.
night, so that was real good. I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, it was good. Calm, cool. Yeah, I cannot complain about it.
Okay. So we all know. So if y'all don't know, the co-host is a drink connoisseur, and when I mean a drink connoisseur, this dude knows his drinks. So I want to know, what did you partake in for the Thanksgiving holiday? What was your drink of choice?
I didn't even post. Normally I post. I did this cinnamon. You know, it's that time of year, right? So I did this cinnamon old fashioned with some cinnamon syrup that I bought. It was real
Okay.
good. My wife loved it. Then I made an espresso old fashioned with like some espresso syrup and some chocolate bitters.
Okay.
Mwah. It was good as well. That was I sipped on some scotch that I bought. But I didn't even post the cinnamon. I forgot.
Not at all. And just so you know, need to drink responsibly out there. If you are of age to partake, make sure you got a DD, know what you're doing, because there's no drinking and driving, and then do not drink underage. But yeah, man, shoot, just glad that you had a good Thanksgiving. You ready to get to the show?
Let's get to it.
All right, man, we're gonna get to it, y'all, man. I know y'all waiting. I know y'all ready to understand like what's about to happen. So you already know what time it is. If you do not know, it's playoff time. You're either going into your playoff matchup this week, which if you are, I don't know why you're going into your playoff matchup this week, but hey, I understand. People in different leagues do different things. But if you are not going into your playoff this week, understand, we're going to figure out what are some of the moves that you need to make sure that you are going to get ready for that championship. And we're going to give y'all two different perspectives. Me personally, we're going to talk about this one league. I'm not in the playoffs. First time in 6 years not being in the playoffs. Which actually sucks in this one league. But it's actually cool because I'm able to see whose team is actually going to be dominant, who's actually going to take the realm. And I'll make my prediction at the end who I think is going to win it all.
You talking about in the TD league?
Yep, I'm in the TD league. I wanted to change realm. I wanted to be somebody new, but I don't think it's going to be somebody new.
You gonna be somebody new?
I don't think so.
That means if it ain't somebody new, that means it's either B or G.
It definitely ain't G. His team ain't that good.
I don't think your team is that good either.
But we gonna digress, man. We gonna digress. We gonna talk about it in two different perspectives. What he is doing for getting ready for the playoffs. Also, he's gonna talk about how he was able to navigate throughout the whole season because he did start off 0-3. So if there is anybody out there that did start off 0-3 and they did not make the playoffs, please listen to what he did, and like his strategy of what he did this year. And let's try to during the off season, we'll let him give you some of his expertise and his steps of what he did just to get back into the playoffs. Me personally, I can tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for that draft, and we're gonna start learning about some players. And I'm gonna give y'all 5 players who, if you don't know about them now, the bowl games are coming up. I want you to go in and watch these players this weekend. Like the championship games are coming up, so go back and get ready to watch these games. So let's kick it to you, Mr. K Camp, man. Let's kick it to you. So, how did you feel when you was 0-3 into?
I just looked. I was 0-2, and I was 1-3. I went 0-3.
Okay.
I looked. I won week 3.
Okay.
I was 1-3.
So we start off the season, everybody 1-3, and that next matchup, like what was going through your mind and everything, like as you was getting ready for this next matchup? Like,
I was like, look, I can't go 1-4. Like I knew that my team was good. I couldn't fathom why I was losing or why I was shit in the bed at the beginning of the season. I didn't understand it. Why? I didn't panic though. I wanted to panic. You know me. I try to be always calm, cool, and collected. I don't react. I move off strategy and not emotion. And so I didn't panic. Long story. Really, I didn't panic. I didn't really make no big trade. Nothing like that. I just didn't panic. I knew that my team was better than than a 1-3 record, and hopefully I was not going to be like the Bengals who got to score all these points but still lose it. And so I just stayed the course. Honestly, I just stayed the course. I didn't panic. I knew my team was good enough to win some games, and we grinded it out. I knew that if I went 1-4, that was probably it. I went 1-4. I was like, okay, this is just not my year. I guess I'm gonna go to the loser bracket and get a number 1 overall pick. But I won in week 5, so I went 2-3. Lost again in week 6.
he should have lost in week 5.
Now week 5, 207 points. What you talking about? I should have lost. I beat your favorite author by 105 points. What you talking about?
Okay. No, you should have went. You should have went 1-4. That's what I meant. You should have went 1. You should have lost week 4.
No. Week 4. Who did I beat week 4? Nah, I got beat down by Cash Money Record week 4. What you talking about?
Okay, so no. So week 6, that's the one I think maybe.
Let me look. Looking. Oh, no, Dreadnoughts was week 6. It must be 7. I lost to Dreadnoughts. It was yeah. So I beat you in week 7.
Yeah, that's the week you should have lost.
I think I should have lost that. I won by like 20 points. Did somebody happen? You had Trey Sermon. That hurt you. Starting him. Porter didn't do nothing. Jaden Reed didn't do nothing. Your bench didn't really do nothing either, though.
Nah, it was the point where you were saying, because remember I kept asking for like all those players, and then you was like, "Hey, dude, man, if I don't win this week."
Oh yeah, if I don't win this week, I'll spill you some because I'm cooked. I'm cooked, man. Starting 1-3. Like what? I know I got a good team here. What is going on? 1-3, and we just kind of got rolling. I still had some stumbles, but we kind of got rolling though. And then I went on like a 5-6 game winning streak. I should have won this week. I saw the wrong defense. I lost by 3 points, y'all. My kicker, Buffalo, missed the field goal. I lost by 3 points. I should be on like a 7 game win streak. But that's all right though. I got my 1 loss out the way. Now I see I win what? 4 more? 5 more? 4 or 5 more? Hey, I already done it.
No, 4.
4
4
more? I won. I think I won 6. So what's me winning for? Hey.
So
Hit it.
So with you already guaranteed a spot up in the playoffs. Pretty much everybody said he stuck to the course of his strategy. Now let's figure out. So when you are getting prepared for the playoffs, what's going through your mind like when you're getting ready through the playoffs? Are you just sticking with like your lineup? Are you trying to change it up? Are you going off the schedule? Like just like tell the people like what you're trying to do.
I think that's my biggest hurdle. Make sure I'm starting the right people. Just like I said, I lost this week by 3 points because I started Tampa Bay defense over the Chargers defense, and I've been having the Chargers defense all season. But they're on a. I don't know why I played Tampa defense because they want a bye week. This is on a bye week. It's week 5. I don't know why I switched it up, but for some reason I decided to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense over the Chargers defense. My biggest thing is for me to start the right people, and that's what I've been kind of trying to do now. Who am I supposed to start? Because even this week, I didn't know who to start between DJ Moore, McConkey, or not JSN. I guess or Chuba Hubbard. I didn't know who to start, and I had benched DJ Moore, and then he goes for 97 yards on the touchdown, 24 points on the bench. But I put in Lamb. But then I didn't know that JSN was going because I'm thinking like, okay, JSN is taking this step. He's going even with DK Metcalf there. So maybe, okay, JSN is my number 2 wide receiver. Now I need to figure out my flex. Who's going to be my flex between DJ Moore, Ladd, or Chuba Hubbard? So it's just me starting the right people. I mean, DJ Moore has had 3 straight games of pretty good games. So with the change of the new offensive coordinator, I'm hoping that progresses and stays. And Ladd is hurt, so it might be easy for him. I probably won't start Chuba Hubbard the rest of the year. So if you want to see me that first, go ahead, because I probably won't start him no more this year. But that's my main thing is make sure I start my right people. I need Butker to come back. Butker to come back. He on IR for the Raiders for the Chiefs.
You better get his backup, dog, because I don't think he's coming back.
I don't even know who's backup. Spencer Schrader. I might need to go check him out.
Yeah, you better go and get his backup. Okay. So you got the strategy. So you trying to have the issues, man. You got all right. So ideal. Let's give the people. So people are trying to figure out like what is like how like what's on like who you have on your team. So let the guys know who you have on your team, like the format that you're in. And just break it down for them and give them like a couple options that you have up on your bench.
So
just so they can get the idea of like, okay, you keep talking about this team, but they're like, okay, like what is the team? So like, let's go and break it down for them.
Yeah. So we start 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, a kicker, and a defense. And so I got Joe Burrow, I have Josh Jacobs, I have Bijan Robinson, I have Jamar Chase. My tight end is Travis Kelce. My defense is pretty much the Chargers, and my kicker was Butker until he got hurt. Now, the other wide receiver spot is usually between JSN, DJ Moore, and Ladd McConkey. So it's between, so that other wide receiver, that flex is between, I say Ladd, JSN, Chuba Hubbard, and DJ Moore. Those are the ones I've really been starting with all year long. I've been wanting some kind of roster of them. So anybody else on my team really doesn't matter. Like I got Calvin Ridley, he boom or bust. Dr. Kincaid, I don't know what's up with them in Buffalo. Everybody else don't really. I have Kyler Murray, but Joe Burrow is like I think he's like top 3 fantasy quarterback. So I'm not going to play Kyler. Joe Burrow been putting up numbers. I just need them to keep playing. Do not phone it in. Bengals, keep playing. I know y'all sucking and losing, but keep playing. Please keep playing. Now that happened, I'm SOL. But yeah, so that's been pretty much my team. And I mean, when you think about it, though, I have the number 3 quarterback. I have the number 1 wide receiver. I think Bijan is the top 5 fantasy running back this year, and Kelce is like a top 5 tight end. So just need just a little bit more help. I'm there. I'm there. I have a balanced team. I got Josh Jacobs, who's a top 12 running back.
Okay. That's great. Rub it in, good sir. Going to the playoffs. Nah, just playing.
Hey, bro. Hey, I win it all this year, man. This was tough. This was tough. It was a grind it out. But remember I said a few weeks ago, I want to be Green Bay and the Giants when they was a wild card and they went on the road and beat everybody, won championship Super Bowl. Remember I said this a few weeks ago. That's what I want to do. This was tough. This one like my last one I won 3 years ago. I dominated that season.
Yeah, dog. This one you ain't gonna be like that.
This one was tough. I might be championship week. If I'm in there, I might be like this. I don't know who. Chris, man, who should I start? Who should I start? I'm overthinking it. I can't think. I don't know what to do. Who should I start, man?
Hey, man, you can phone a friend. I can let you know, man. Been up there.
Yeah, you ain't hit it, so you.
I've been at the tippy top for quite a while.
Who should I start? You know, who should I start?
I'll tell you exactly who you should start. I wouldn't think twice about it. You got to trust your. I put DJ in there, to be honest with you.
I'm about to.
That's,
like
do
I put him in? Or if Ladd is healthy, do I put him in over Ladd or JSN? That's who I got to decide, right? Like which
put him over JSN. I put him over JSN. Hey man, y'all let us know down up in the comments who would you put in. Like he has 3 guys that he's trying to figure out up in his lineup, even though he should already know. And y'all need to pick 2 of them. Which 2 you going with? And you already know off gate who they gonna say. They're gonna be Ladd and DJ Moore.
But I think I might have to start JSN because I think Ladd knee might be messed up. I
ain't see that. But
I might not even have a choice but to start JSN. But also my team has been the healthiest for the most part. I mean, like your team has been riddled by injury.
I like that segue right there. I like that segue.
I was just like, man, just by default, my team should be good because my team is. My guys hadn't really been hurt. You know what I'm saying? I had Christian Kirk. He was my 4th, 5th wide receiver. Marshawn Lewis, he was a handcuff. And then Bucker was my kicker. My only starter that's been hurt is my kicker.
Yeah,
so I was like,
my whole team has been.
His whole team was hurt.
My whole team. So
CeeDee Lamb and probably arm and arm.
Nah, CeeDee Lamb hurt too, dog.
He is banged up. So
y'all getting 2 different perspectives. Like his team has been healthy and he's just been hitting snags. Just been hitting snags like everybody we do in the fantasy space. Like you hit a snag and your team is just not performing to like what they should be. And then once they start performing, you just keep getting better. You keep getting better and you keep turning it in and you keep staying the course as like what he's saying. Like don't panicking, don't overthinking. You're just going straight forward. We're going to give y'all a different perspective now. So he had a good strategy and he just kept it going. My strategy was totally different. Like my team on paper was a stud.
Yeah.
Like bona fide, but I'm talking about after week 1. Have y'all ever went into your fantasy league and just got derailed by injuries? That was me this year. I'm talking about after injury, after injury, after injury. Like, team ain't staying healthy. And I'm trying to scrape and claw out wins. And if y'all trying to figure out who my team was, like this was my starting off. So I had Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Scary Terry, Jake Moody, and then also Houston's defense. So some of my big topic bench players that you might think that are pretty decent. I had Ramondre Stevenson as a backup running back to the other 2. Then I also had Raji Rice and then Jaden Reed. So those are my 3 guys that are pretty good. And then if people are trying to figure out what platform we're playing on, it's not Sleeper. It's actually Reality Sports Online. The only platform that you can physically go to and play and actually be the GM and actually use the salary cap and put contracts on and actually maneuver through the salaries and seeing really how good of a GM you actually are. And my team just got derailed by injuries. We already know what happened to her. It was CMC, but we already knew that was going to happen. Then next year after that, it was Raji Rice. That happened. And I just kept taking injury. Then it was JT, with Jonathan Taylor. And then we already know what happened. Patrick Mahomes ended up becoming not a good fantasy QB. So it was like, all right, so team just starts stinking.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like I had to make a decision throughout the whole league year. I was like, also, this is so to put in perspective, since this is a salary cap league, the salary cap that I had on my players for next year was, I believe, with keeping my players on my team right now, I would have like $275 million towards the cap, which is a big chunk. So it was like that was like a big chunk of my team. And just to put it up in perspective of what's like how my team looks now compared to and we're just talking about cap. So right now my team's cap for next year is only $158 million. So pretty much I was able to get rid of $124 million up in contracts. So I created
how much that was CMC? CMC put like 60 million in that one.
So CMC is gone off my team. Patrick Mahomes is gone off my team. And I traded away one of my studs and Amon-Ra St. Brown off my team.
You don't agree with that, but hey.
Hey, man. So to bring it to a perspective for everybody out there, when you have, as you already knew the team, I had CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, and I had Scary Terry. But then I also had Jaden Reed and I had Raji Rice. So I can't play them all at once. So somebody has to go. And for me to think about next year, I'm trying to get sort of like how we did at the beginning of the season, like during this podcast. We was talking about keep, trade, cut.
Mm-hmm.
The most value that I was going to get was Amon-Ra because he's playing. So I had to put him out there and see, like, my team's already doing bad. I got to put it out there. So I got to retool a little bit to get my team back to how it should be. So I ended up retooling, and Amon-Ra was the guy that had to get go. So now this next year, Raji Rice is going to step into his position next year. Then we're going to go about that way and keep. Hey, he was putting up numbers this earlier this year.
But I'm thinking about the suspension is coming.
Hey, man, if they was going to suspend him, he should have been suspended already. So suspend him now.
Right. Suspend him while he injured. Take that money. Now remember, so now of the team you got this year, how many was from last year? Because I know you normally like to switch it up, but I feel like you kept like 90% of your same team. You think that could have been an issue this year for you?
Yes.
CMC, go ahead.
So I tried to flip my players, but so everybody in this league that when they already know everybody's tendencies, they know what to do and like who to trade off. So off gate, people don't take high contracts up in this league. So you got to figure out a way to maneuver through them. So like what I just told you, like I had Patrick Mahomes, who was a crucially high contract.
Mm-hmm.
I also had CMC, who was another high contract. And then on top of that, I had enough space. So Scary Terry ended up being my third highest contract. And then this doesn't include me throughout the whole year, everybody, me extending Amon-Ra St. Brown to be another $40 million cap hit. And then on top of that, me extending CeeDee Lamb as well to be a $45 million cap hit. So pretty much that's my whole team right there. It's all 5 studs. Yeah, 5 studs right there. And at the end of the day, I'm just like, what should I do? Like, my rule of thumb whenever I was in the championship every year, there has never, and y'all let me know, I mean, put in the comments that if you physically had the exact same team and you physically made it to the championship game with the exact same team and actually won it back to back. I've never seen it done before or never seen it happen. So I always try to retool. And this year, I pretty much went all in last year, and I was stuck with this team. So I had to figure out ways to maneuver. And instead of maneuvering, the fantasy gods told me, if you don't move them, then we're gonna move them for you. And that's when they did the other movement. They ended up going down and getting hurt. So had to figure out another ways to maneuver. End up figuring it out. Not for next year, but we'll talk about the road. So now what I'm doing personally right now is I'm starting to look at different prospects. Different prospects that I want to get on my team, even though I probably will not be able to because I have 0 first-round picks.
I was about this stuff with my next question.
I have 0 first-round picks, but it's not always about the first-round picks because in this league, the person that has the most first-round picks, he ain't the best drafter. I'll tell you that.
He not.
He is not the best drafter.
His mindset, if I'm just gonna pick 8 of them, and I know 2 gonna hit, I'm good.
What type of sense is that?
Hey, man. Hey, I don't get it myself. So who am I to switch that show?
Nope. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'm gonna start looking at different prospects. I will be tuning into these championship games that are coming out. Like we already know, Ashton Genty is a guy who I will look at just because I just want to see like how explosive he's actually really is and see what he's going to end up doing and seeing how that's going to translate into the league. And just looking at which teams who I think that can actually use his services. But I'm also going to do like I will go back and look at 3 game films, two game films that he really did productive, and then 1 game film that he didn't do as good, and then try to critique them between each other to see, okay, what's the difference, and seeing what happened during this play, and then just so forth. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of months since I'm not up in the playoffs, in this league.
They saying he talented running back, best running back since Saquon Barkley. I was like, for real? Is he that good? Is he that good? No, he's good, but is he? So he's better than Bijan coming out. I thought Bijan was touted kind of high. I think who else came out the Quan, but I would probably say Bijan or Gibbs.
We'll see.
They say he's better than that. I heard since Saquon Barkley. I heard that today. So,
all right,
that's interesting.
But yeah, man, we gonna figure out and we really gonna see how good Ashton Denty is, because I know you said that people are touting him as the best. Man, we gonna see.
We're gonna see it. When you find out, let me know.
I'll let you know. But the thing is, everybody, who do you really think Ashton Denty? And let me know if I'm butchering his last name. I probably am.
Probably.
Let me know if y'all believe he is the number 1 running back coming out.
I mean, I think he might be the number 1 running back, though. It's just this class is deep, but he's probably still the number 1 running back. He's a little small. You said 5'8"?
Yeah, he's 5'8". Well, so as of right now, he is listed as 5'9". Actually, let me make sure. Let me go to this.
To what?
He is 5'9" and 215 pounds. So
he got the size.
Well, hold on. Let's put this. No, hold on. This is right now. This is not at the combine weight. So what if he goes in and also, what if he goes in at 5'7", 5'7" and like 3/4 and like 202?
His stock gonna drop a little bit because they want you 5'10" and above. 215 plus is what they want you.
Yep.
That's what they want you. Running a 4.4 or less. Man, so are you telling me he really Maurice Jones-Drew?
That's what
Maurice probably wasn't that small, but yeah, you telling me Maurice Jones-Drew? Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
His stock is gonna drop. Because you're right. I mean, they got him listed as 5'9". You know they gave him 2 inches. Yeah,
or if they didn't give him 2 inches, he's 5'8" and then an eighth.
Right.
Okay.
You get him at least a full inch. So you know that for a fact. Because if
Yeah.
he was 5'9", he'd be listed at 5'11".
Mhm.
So yeah.
So that's the one thing that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is he y'all's number one or is he not y'all's number one? Is he just your number one because yes, he's doing these spectacular numbers at Daggum Boise State and he's carrying his team on into the playoffs, and we'll see what they can do in the playoffs? Is that the reason why he's your number one? Is it because he's putting up these record-breaking numbers?
Right.
The thing about it is, could he do this against the SEC?
We don't know. Don't sleep on my.
We don't know.
Don't sleep on one of my guys now. I got my eye on somebody. My good eye.
He over there talking like pops now.
Yeah, I got my good eye on somebody.
Don't be
that boy over there. That other boy over there in Ohio State. Don't think what he did in the SEC. Don't sleep on him. But I mean, it also depends on where he gonna go. To me, it depends on where he gonna land. Who's the OC? What's the offensive line look like? You know what I'm saying? Like Gentry, he's talking about Gentry to the Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys don't have offensive line either, so it don't matter who back there. They got offensive line.
I don't think that matters though,
because it matters.
No, well,
it matters.
It matters some, but I don't think. Like you're saying that as of now, based off like what they have, but then we don't know what they're gonna do during the offseason. Like they can end up retooling that O line up to get back to that caliber to like what they should be at.
Yeah. Right. Yes, you're correct. You're right. I'm saying now that O line, they put him behind the O line now. But by May, free agency would have happened. We'll know. You'll get some kind of inclination, so you'll know if they beefed up their offensive line or not. Yeah, you'll know. Yeah, I thought you was gonna say that it don't matter if there's an O line back there or not. I was about to pause you. Hold up.
No. Like you need to have a decent O line, like, or you could be like Saquon, man. Saquon, if he's that good and he's the next Saquon was able to do this thing without an O line.
He was only went so far.
But that was only for 1 year though.
Only went so far. You see what he's doing now with
things get different when you get an O line.
Things get different. I might rush for 2,000. Let's go.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing, man. I'm looking at different prospects and everything. So I just threw out Gentry because everybody knows that he's the touted number one running back. But then I'm also asking y'all out there the question, is he your number one? And I gave you a perspective of like what physically a scout is actually going to go and they're going to start critiquing from top to bottom. Some might not even care about his height or anything. It's like, no, I've seen him play. He is that good of an athlete. And it doesn't make a difference wherever he goes. He's still going to be dominant. And then you just take that and roll with it. Look at some of the checkpoints and then just check them off the tiers of what you're finding out there. And just let us know. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a deep wide receiver draft. Deep wide receiver draft, too, even though they're not putting up numbers in college like you would normally want to see. I think there's still some good wide receivers out there, though, too.
There are some good wide receivers out there. And then the number one wide receiver that's touted right now, McMillan, out of Arizona. Tinterio, I think that's his name. Pretty much he's 6'5", specimen, 212. They're saying that he's going to run a 4.5 up in the 40-yard dash. So like that's what they're saying what he's going to end up doing.
So he Mike Evans, a little faster Mike Evans, possibly. He's a possession receiver.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I say he's a possession.
Okay, a little faster Mike Evans.
Yeah, and on a good team, that might be exactly what you need.
Right.
Now, where he goes, that's going to be this wide receiver class is, I'll say it's very interesting. because there's not one out there that just pops off at you and is like,
Right.
hey, this
Nobody
guy's going to be that guy. Like, for people out there, you actually have to do some deep dive digging. Prime example, everybody thought Emeka Ibuka was going to come out last year, but he decided not to. And then he went back into to do his senior year.
I guess the draft class is weaker this year compared to last year. So
Mm-hmm.
he would have been probably 4. He would probably have been 5. He probably behind. He might have been 6. Might have been behind Worthy because I'm thinking Mar Malik, Odunes, BTJR, Worthy, then maybe him. So he went from 4 to 6. This year he should be between 1 and 3, just because.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Like, it's a big jump, and the higher you get drafted, the more money you get. So,
right,
a nice business decision. And I'm pretty sure he got a nice bag of like an NIL just to come back for a senior year.
For sure. Now, I want to see where he go. Right, who the OC, who's the team? I want to see that because to me that matters to me.
All right, so let's go and have this debate out there right now, everybody. If you made it this far into the episode, we are greatly appreciated. We are glad you were here. This is about to be the last debate when it's not going to really even be a debate. It's just going to be a question because we want to know what y'all are interested in. When it comes to it, do you need to have everything all cookie cuttered out? As in, I need to know exactly where he's going, who's the OC, who is his head coach, what's his playing style, and everything. I mean, you need to know the whole recipe. Or are you able to just get bits and pieces of the recipe and just be Gucci with it? Like, it doesn't make a difference wherever he goes. You gonna just take the guy because you know how talented the guy is. So that's the question that we want to know what y'all would do. And we're going to let Mr. K Camp tell everybody what he does.
You already know what I do. I want all the information. I want to know everything, and then I will make my hypothesis, right? Let me give me all the information. Then I'll make my educated guess off all the information, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't give me a little bit. No. Okay, he's just well, we said Marvin Harrison was going to be this stud, but Marv ain't really doing that good. In redrafts, I hear Marv's going at the back of the first round. I think you would rethink that, right? Now, he's leading the rookies in touchdowns. He got 8 touchdowns, but he only got like 600, 700 yards. I think Roma Dunze, who is third with the Chicago Bears, almost has the same amount of yards he do. Now, he don't have as many touchdowns, right? But so Odunze is almost got the same amount of yards, and you should be number 1 or number 2 in the Cardinals offense behind McBride or up with McBride. Come on now. So everybody like, oh, he back in the first. He's a generational talent. And see, we need to stop saying it too. Generational talent. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Jamar Chase, that's a generational talent. Justin Jefferson, that's a generational talent at the wide receiver position. Stop just giving these players these moniker and they ain't lived up to it yet.
Well, I think people thought he was going. I think people thought he was going to be that generational talent, but I don't think he's living up to the hype. And I think a lot of people actually pointed that out towards the end of the season whenever he was in there at Ohio State. Was it actually him, or is he just living off his actual name?
His name and being with a hell of a program, wide receiver program, because we don't know how fast you are. You never did do any type of measurements, any type of anything at the combine. You didn't do none of that. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what you really got. How fast are you really? We don't know.
We don't know. But I'm gonna go back to what you said about Roma Dunze just so people have a perspective. So Roma Dunze's numbers right now, he's played in 12 games, played 76 targets, 41 receptions for 543 yards, but he only has 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
compared to
touchdowns. Go ahead.
Until Marvin, which is 78 targets, So pretty much the exact same targets.
Right.
Receptions 41, which is pretty much the exact same again. And he only has 606 yards. But the only difference is what you were saying. He has 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, 7. I think 8 because I think he got one this week.
Yeah.
So he has 8.
Probably got So it didn't do this week yet, but
right. But you see my point though, right?
Mm-hmm.
It called him generation all that. You didn't have all the information. He didn't even run for y'all. He didn't run for you. Didn't do nothing. Didn't do the Underwear Olympics. None of that. So I want all the information I can get. I mean, I'm just that's just me. I mean, like Jamar Chase. Hey, of course, it was how everybody howled Jamar Chase. But then when he went to with Cincinnati was old quarterback, I said, oh, it's a wrap. It's a done deal. We know what we're doing with him. We got him 1-on-1. Like, ain't no if and buts about it. But so I need all the information. I need to see where Genty goes. I need to see his height. I need to see his weight. You know what I'm saying? I need to see who will be the OC. What's the offensive line going to be like? I want to see it. Now, I mean, you're telling me he's Saquon Barkley behind the trash O-line. But Saquon 6 feet, 225.
You want to know something about that? I think there's another guy that's just similar to Saquon.
Coming out?
That's at his school right now.
Oh, for real? Penn State? I ain't look. He don't come out. He don't come out.
Oh, he come out this year too.
Ooh.
I heard he was faster than Saquon too. They talking about he's supposed to run a 4.3.
Is he as dynamic as Saquon? No.
We'll see.
That's
why I said this draft class. This draft class for the running backs position is going to be very, and I mean very interesting.
And I ain't heard about him. I ain't lie to you. I ain't heard about him. I heard dude from Iowa, I think Iowa, dude from Richmond or something like that. You got the 2 Ohio State. You got Genty. You got somebody else I'm missing. Like, I ain't heard about this guy.
Oh yeah. So, we'll see. Like, so right now, like, if you ain't heard, his name is Nicholas Singleton. Pretty much he's 6 feet. They're thinking he's gonna run like a 4.39 up in the 40-yard dash, but he's 227. So that's what their weight.
Even and he moving 4.3.
That's what I said, dog. There's some other guys out there too.
You don't trip the draft board just off that alone. Dude coming out, you say 6 feet, 227. He run a 4.3. He gonna shoot up the draft board. I'm telling you.
And then your guy that you was talking, some of the other guys that you was because me, I don't have nothing to hide, man, about these prospects. Pretty much since we talked about this is gonna be the last little bit. I'm just gonna give you the top 12 prospects that have the potential to come out this year. So we already talked about Ashton Genty out of Boise State. We already know his numbers he's number 1. Woo, wide open.
He got it.
Oh, he gonna throw a flag.
Oh, you talking about James? You talking about that James one?
Yeah. But so you got Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. He's 6 foot, 220. They're thinking he's gonna run a 4.4. So that's one of the guys we was just talking about is very high on because he's a North Carolina guy. You got Jordan James, who is 5'10", 210 for Oregon. He runs a 4.45. That's what they're saying he's going to run. We're going to see. And then that's why I'm giving you some of these names of these players right now is because some of these players will be playing up in championship games. And we want you to be able to watch them to be able to understand, like, hey, do I really want to watch this guy? Is Omarion Hampton going to be in a championship game? No. But go back to that rivalry game versus NC State and then watch that to see how explosive, because we already know what happens during rivalry games. Like, they're going to play and do what they're supposed to do and play their studs. Because at the end of the day, like, it's going to be a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jordan James. I'm going to go this through real quick. Oregon, we already know Oregon is playing. Who is Oregon playing up in the championship game up in the Big Ten? Oregon and then Penn State. Oh, Penn State. So since we mentioned Penn State, you got Nicholas there. So those are 2 guys that I'm going to be watching in that matchup just to see, all right, how good are they actually really? We got number 1 versus like number 4. So you're kind of getting like a playoff matchup right there already.
Mm-hmm.
The next one we have for the first time, Brashard Smith, running back from SMU. He's 5'9". He weighs 196 pounds. They're thinking he's going to go 4.4. So they have him ranked number 2 up in this position rank than what I'm looking at right now. Then you got Kayla Mullins from Michigan. This dude is 6'2". He reminds me of, based off these numbers, remind me of Le'Veon Bell. He's 6'2", 233, and runs a 4.62. So I don't know how good that's going to help him out. That's what they're thinking. So then you got Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, 6 foot, 225, 4.5. You got Dylan Sampson, Tennessee, 5'11", 190, but he runs a 4.35 is what they're saying. You got Travion Henderson, who was 5'10", 4.39, out of the Ohio State. He is one of the guys that had the possibility of coming out last year, but decided to go back to school. He's a 208 pounds is what they have. Then you got Quashawn Judkins, the other duo for Ohio State, which is 6 foot, 219. He possibly could run a 4.49. And then you got Devin Neal. I don't know if anybody knows about Devin Neal, but if you need to know about him, go back and watch Kansas and look at all the ranked games that Devin Neal played in when they knocked off BYU. They knocked off Colorado, and I forgot there was another game that Kansas ended up knocking off. So just go back and look at those games and just see if this guy fits your philosophy and like what you want to build your fantasy team with. And then we already talked about Nicholas Singleton, and the last one is Jaquindon. I don't know, running back Jackson out of Arkansas. Jaquindon Jackson, 6'2", 4'6". Nah, it's not. Rocket Sanders went to what's the name at South Carolina.
Yeah,
he was a Gamecock. So they're 6'2", 233. So those are some of the guys those are the 12 guys that are listed at the running back position. Not saying that's my top 12, but that's just what I just read off. So pretty much just want to give you a perspective of, you got two different sides of the coins that are going on. You got one guy who is Mr. K Camp in one of our leagues. He is going to the playoffs, and he's pretty much gave you all the strategy of what he took just to get there, keeping up with everything that he was doing, and then just staying the course. And then you have a different strategy, which was from myself, who my team just got rattled with injuries. And what did I have to do? I pretty much just had to step back and blow up my team. Pretty much a self-explanatory. Any last words, Mr. K Camp?
Man, did I just lose to you in this other league by
You darn right.
1 point and like 1 point? Get the fuck out of here. 1.8. Get the out of here.
Just so y'all know, I didn't say anything about it because I wanted to see what he was going to say on here.
Again, and I didn't start the Chargers defense, which was 28 goddamn points on the bench. I'm annoyed. I'm going to the losers. I'm going to win it. I'm going to win the losers bracket. Fuck it. I'm going to have number 1 overall pick. Fuck it. In this league. And I'm going to come back with vengeance. My name is Vengeance. I got 2 first. I'm going to try to get a third. All right, who I'm going to trade to get one. Okay. Hey, we thank y'all for coming out. We know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we appreciate that. Like, subscribe, 5 stars. Give us an awesome review.
Yep.
Spread love, not hate.
Spread love, not hate. House of Losers bracket, dog.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.